Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and I will be playing Seablock today. In the previous episode, unless I'm mistaken, I believe we finally fixed our power issues and also updated a couple of recipes. For example, this one to use manganese for steel, right? So from now on we're actually using manganese. For steel the ratios are 50-50. This is looking great, and if we at some point get a little bit more of iron ingots, I'm actually surprised why we are not able to produce 2 full belts here with all of this furnaces working. No, let's try to speed it up a little bit. I'm not sure whether it will actually be enough. Because I think the limiting factor would be this ore processor. Anyway, what should we do today? Today I wanted to start working on purple science, and I think so we want purple science to be delivered from here to here, from like this block. We might as well just produce it here, right? Oh wait, it's not purple science, it's not its name. Right, that's how it looks. Okay, so that's basically purple science, and what do we need for purple science? Before we start looking into that too closely, let's try to do something with this. With these biters, and I think we don't need this one anymore. We probably don't need this one because it's probably removed already. So let's remove this one and kind of proceed with land filling of everything here. Nice. So we want to build purple science. You know what I think we should be doing? I think we should start land filling this area so that it's a little bit easier for us to actually build stuff here. Okay, let's press it. Purple science. We should have it here. Let's see what kind of materials are needed. We need... This is looking complicated. So I need methane. Why do we have zeros here? Okay, so we need methane, we don't have it. Circuits we have, steel we have, silicon, charcoal, paper. We need lots of paper. We do have a build for paper, right? Here. So we could kind of have something similar. Let's see, we need 55. Wow, 55 paper per second. And the build that we made... Okay, let's say we are going for 55. Right, since that's a number, 55 paper. What? No, this can be right. Right, it's looking at brown algae. We want the other one. we want the green one, mostly, for the most part. So this is kinda a problem, because this is gonna be a huge build, just for paper. I'm not sure what I think about it. I don't like it. I actually, I know what I think about it. I don't like it. It's too much algae. What are the other options? So we have paper 2, paper 3. Paper 2, so we are going for 55. And have paper 3. So we're also going for 55. So paper 2 gives us sodium hypochlorite. This one gives us sodium carbonate. This one requires 18, 22, 27. I don't see a huge difference between 18 and 27, to be honest. It's like 50%. I mean, it's like 1/3, right? So instead of having like 44, we'll have to have 33 algae farms. That's still a huge amount. So maybe the right place would be to look at how we can produce this thing. Okay, we have 3 processes. This one uses brown liquor, ammonia, which, I don't know, I feel it's a bit tricky to get ammonia, and pulp and liquor. I don't know what brown and pulp and liquor are doing. Okay, and the other one, wait, one moment. The other one was black and white. So, let's see, brown liquor. What exactly? We are taking sodium hydroxide and producing sodium sulfate. And this one can be used to produce white liquor. Oh wait, but white liquor is for the 3rd process. Right? And we can produce black liquor. And lots of cellulose pulp. That's good. And from black, we can produce green. Okay, and from green, we're getting white again. Wait, this is a super simple process. I like it. I like it. Let's maybe we should do it on this copy, since I think we decided not to play with like different paper recipes, because they have like the strange byproducts that I have no idea how to use. I should probably look into this, or maybe I should leave some space so that I can change the last processing step, like this step. So let's say we'll go with the 3rd one, because the chain here looked like super straightforward, super simple. We are using this one, right? Green. And green, we are taking it from black. We could use maybe tier 3 for everything. Oh wait, it's a liquefier now. And this is still chemical plant. Interesting. This one, I guess, liquefier. So this process looks really, really nice. And oh, we have lime and limestone. I think this is just like a catalyst, because we can convert it back like this. Yeah, so this is basically just a catalyst. We still need 2 blast furnaces. Okay, so it's basically like 2, 2, 2, 2 for everything. Could we increase it to 2 full belts? Full red belts? Is it like exactly 2? Or almost? Yeah, it's exactly 2. Nice. So that's the number we'll be going for. And it's looking really good so far. We'll need cellulose fiber. Wait, why would we need cellulose fiber? Why don't we use charcoal? We are burning charcoal in this, right? We're using it as fuel. And especially because we Wait. It's the problem. We need more black liquor. But we cannot produce more of it. I think we can produce white liquor, right? Because we saw it from like brown liquor or something. Like this process, right? With sodium sulfate. Let's say we will use some amount, 10% on this. Okay, it's not quite enough. We need a little bit more. Let's say 15%. Right? Okay, maybe it's a little bit too much. 14. 14 is not quite enough. Okay, looking good. So we will use just a tiny bit. Like we'll produce some white liquor through this process. To do that, we need three things. We need charcoal. We need sodium hydroxide. And we need sodium sulfate. Let's maybe look at sodium hydroxide. We can get it probably from this process, I would say. And sodium sulfate. We cannot actually get it yet. We don't have it. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Sodium. No, not this one. Sodium sulfate. Hydroxide. Sulfate, it's this one. And it's related with sodium. Sodium, it's basically like sodium stuff. Let's research these things because I feel like we need... Wait, what is the process for white liquor? Right, so the process is here, but it requires... No, I think it's a little bit too early for purple science. I think we need these things first. Because we really like this process. And it's kind of cheap. And we need this process probably to actually produce... Yes, we need this to produce sodium sulfate. Right, let's get back to the planner. So, this thing requires sodium hydroxide. No, it produces sodium hydroxide. This one requires sodium hydroxide. That means that we can actually move it around a little bit. Like this. And in order to produce the acid, we need some sulfur. So we'll have to request sulfur in order to make this thing kind of work. And this part requires saline water, which we can get from regular water, just like that. Right? Okay, and this part can be produced from air. And it's also very, very small build, right? It's basically like one chemical plant, one air filter, like super small, super tiny. Let's see. So we will be producing sodium hydroxide with some chlorine gas and hydrogen. We can just avoid this, right? We will be producing some, we'll be consuming sodium hydroxide and sulfur that we'll take from trains, like from other blocks. And we'll produce sodium sulfate. So we'll have both of this available. Then we will need to provide lots of cellulose fiber with a little bit of charcoal. Can we do it? Let's see. I mean, yes, we can do it. That's basically what... I mean, I think we can just take like charcoal from our... charcoal, sorry, not charcoal, but like cellulose fiber from our charcoal production or something. Let's see. We will need this pot, right? And we'll need to use this process, I think. I mean, strictly speaking, I think we could also use a brown one, to be honest. It might be easier. Let's see. What if we use... Okay, what if we use this process? It produces, like, it's significantly easier to get this because we do not need mineralized water. That means that we do not need slag. So we could try to go for this one that takes regular water, but it needs 32. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then we'll have to figure out what to do with brown algae, right? What can we do with it? We can produce lithium salt, alginic acid, and compost. We could produce alginic acid, and then if you combine it with cellulose fiber, that you kind of get from here, we can produce cellulose pulp. Wait, it's like 5? We're making 1. So from 8 we are making like 1.5. So we need extra 5. I'm not sure, 32 seems like a lot. Let's try this process. Is it really better? So 25 in 30 seconds and 50 in 15 seconds. Okay, it's like it's significantly better, and we need to upgrade. Okay, great. So for this to work, we need to produce some carbon dioxide. Right? Carbon dioxide is produced from charcoal. Good. Charcoal is produced from wood bricks, and wood bricks are produced from wood pellets. Wood pellets are produced from the... what is going on? Okay, let's forget this part for a moment. So we need charcoal from here, and we need charcoal from here. So not from here, for this. But like this process requires charcoal. This process requires also charcoal. So if we were to produce some charcoal, we would do this through this path from cellulose fiber, and we need one assembling machine for this, right? Okay, we need just one assembling machine. I just want to check how many it's 1.4 that is needed. But if I use it better, oh, it's already a good one. So I basically need to use 2 algae farms in order to produce enough cellulose fiber to have like 1.3 charcoal. Wait, but we have carbon dioxide here. 31. What is happening? How? I think something is wrong with the way I'm looking at it. It's not... Let's do it in the same block. It might end up getting easier. Being easier. So we are using this process for this. These 2 processes do not require any input from this one. Right, so 40. This requires 8 algae farms. Good. And we need to produce this carbon dioxide. We'll be producing it from charcoal. Okay, here is the thing, right? If you do it in one block, it actually takes into account that we have some carbon dioxide already available. And it significantly reduces the amount of charcoal that we need to get. Great. Let's keep it in mind. So, mineralized water. We will be producing it from crushed stone that we'll get from slag, and the slag will be produced from this process. We need 9 electrolyzers for that. One other thing, we need to produce this charcoal. And the way we are producing charcoal, right. We are getting it through this process. We are getting charcoal through this process. And it needs, to get a feel, it needs 1 algae farm. So not 2 algae farms, we need 1 algae farm dedicated to charcoal production, and that should be enough. Specifically like 0.8 actually. So, okay, let's keep this in mind. 0.8. And we need 1.8 more of cellulose fiber. So let's go here, and let's say that instead of 20, we'll go for 22. Right, plus 10%. Yeah, 22. So we got extra 1.8, so that in total we actually... Wait, we need more. So we're going for like 15. Right, okay, this is good. This part. How many? It still requires, basically, it requires exactly 1 algae farm, right? We need exactly 1 algae farm dedicated to this thing and 1 assembling machine. So it's like a really small, tiny build that will just work and feed the whole thing, I think, mostly. Here, on the other hand, we are missing some slag. And I don't understand why it's not shown there, to be honest. I don't... Oh, right, because we actually placed it here. But we need 10 electrolyzers. Okay, we can get 10 electrolyzers that will produce some oxygen so that we don't actually have to produce oxygen here. Right, we don't actually have to produce oxygen here. Okay, I know what we are doing with the paper. I think I have a pretty good idea now. And I would like to place paper actually here so that it can be loaded here on the trains and delivered. Wait, how are we going? We are using left hand side, right? So we'll load stuff here. And then deliver it from this side. Right, seems to be that way. Let's do this. Build in water. Okay, let's try. Let's try to still build this stuff on water. And we need a little bit... Okay, nice. So, we should have now this area. And we can use... we can create paper here. Should we be creating paper or not? There. What can we use paper for? Paper. Can we use for green wires, red wires, protective scaffolding. Okay, this is like the research thing here. We just ignore it because it's very limited amount that we need. We can just like siphon paper from there and do something. and wooden boards. But for wooden boards we are using wood, right? What are other uses of the wood? We do have some uses, to be honest, but I think right now the main use for the wood is cellulose fiber. So let's keep it at that, like that, right? Let's say that, oh sorry, not cellulose fiber, wooden boards. This is the way we are getting wooden boards. So that means that we don't actually need this process. We need only this and this. So we have only green and red wires. Only green and red wires. So the total amount of them we need 1 red belt, and the total input is 2 red belts of paper and 1 red belt of tin copper wire. Well, it's more efficient. Like if we want to build all of this in one block, this whole thing for people science in one block, it's more efficient to request red wire and green wire instead of tin copper wire and paper, because this is like 3 times less throughput that we need to deliver by trains, meaning like 3 times less trains. Unless there is another use for tin copper wire, because then we would still have to request it, and I don't think there is. Methane. Yeah, I don't think there is. Let's do it like this. Say we'll be getting red wire and green wire as this, and we'll have this block producing paper, obviously, right? It's kind of the main thing that we are doing. We will be producing paper, and we'll be producing wires. Red wire. Oh wait, it's around location, I think. Red wire. Yep, here. And green wire. So we'll have 2 of these things. Good. Let's move over there and try to make something. And let's also should we do it from up here? Probably. Yeah, that's significantly faster. This line should draw it from up here as well. Okay, so we have the area that we can use. I don't think I'll be able to connect this really. But I'll use it now. Maybe we could do it like this now. Kinda looks nice, to be honest. Right, what we're doing. We have the area, and we need to produce paper, right? That's our focus. For paper, this is straightforward, right? We'll just do it with one algae farm. We still have 9 algae farms and 10 electrolyzers. So I kind of want to produce cellulose fiber from, like, on this side. We can have like line of electrolyzers, and we could have like line of algae farms. How do I put these things? We could have like 2 lines here. Okay, we'll have sulfur coming, right? Because this whole block, it needs sulfur. Not a lot of it, but still, we need to request sulfur. Let's start calling this station? How do you call it? Paper, right? That's what it is. Paper. But that's not all. We also have wires. Because like that's basically the main, pretty much the only use. Paper. And we'll have output station here, like provider station, but it's not quite ready yet. So, how do we do that? We need it wouldn't help us if we improve the tire of this part, but it would probably help us if we make this just one thing. Yeah, I like it. I like it to look like this. Let's say we'll have I'll place this thing temporarily here. So we'll have a hydro, and actually we'll have 3 of this, right? 1, 2, 3. They will be producing saline water. Okay. They are producing saline water, and we will consume this saline water. And we'll need to do something with this, like, pure water. Actually, I'm not sure. Could just do it directly here, right? We could just say that it is our water, and we could like literally place it here, or here, I guess. Let's see what else we can do. We can immediately flare these 2 things so that we don't even have to think about it, and we'll have like some inserter or something that you know, just returns it, like places it on a belt. 1, 2, 3. Wait, we can't place it there. What about this? I think it would look kinda nice. Could maybe even make it like this, so that the spacing between them is a little bit nicer. Okay, I like it. That's basically this build. Let's look at this one. This build, what does it need? It needs to get sodium hydroxide from the first one. It needs to get sulfur, and it needs to get oxygen. The oxygen we discussed will come from this process. So let's just try to build it, and then we'll see how exactly to connect everything. And I want to place this build somewhere here, and this build somewhere here, kind of maybe along this side. So what exactly do we need? We need this thing to consume oxygen. It will need to send stuff to this one, and this process is not available yet. However, wait, which is this process? We have this one that produces sulfur dioxide. We are taking sulfur dioxide and purified water and are producing sulfuric acid. And then we are taking sulfuric acid and are producing purified water and sodium sulfate. So this is the step that will actually convert the thing, except there is like a tiny thing here. The step will be producing purified water. this requires sulfur. Let's say sulfur will come from this belt, and it will be loaded in here. This spot, we could use underground pipe here, right? So sulfur is coming from there. We can have sodium hydroxide coming from below, essentially like this, from below, and outputting something there. So this could be output, this could be like input, output. And the only thing that's missing is like the fact that this process actually consumes purified water. No, wait, it doesn't consume it. It produces purified water. So this thing produces purified water. Let me double check again. Yes, it has excessive purified water. So but it needs purified water to get started. Needs purified water, but it also consumes it. Okay, let's say we will place this thing like this. Oh, let's do it here. And we'll take this thing and place it maybe like this. We will need purified water, and we can get it from here, right? Because we don't have to immediately void it, actually. We can use it to like help us start up the process. And how much purified water are we talking about? We have 436. 436 purified water. Purified water. It needs 3 clarifiers. So what we had here kind of made sense, right? It actually made sense, everything that we did. We need this connection. We have purified water there. It's in the same loop, and immediately right there we can add clarifiers with overflow valve. Right, we could have one here, here, and here. We just have 3 clarifiers. Here. Could even make it a little bit nicer to look at. Oh no, we cannot. I mean, kind of can if you do it like this. Nice. So we have a way to consume all of this, and this thing is positive. It will flow here, but it will initially kind of be primed by this process to start up in the first place. Okay, so this part will work, I think, like this, and we might need to send some of it over there. We can actually make it a tiny bit more compact, like this. Honestly, this is looking pretty good to me. It looks like a really good tiny build. The only thing is that it requires a little bit of sulfur. Wait, not sulfur. What does it actually need? oxygen, right? It requires oxygen. We need to get some oxygen here. And we can get it if we leave a little bit of room. Actually, even if we don't leave room, we can still get it relatively easily, but I want to leave some room for oxygen over here. Nice. This is done. So these two builds are done. Now we need to figure out the spot. We need this oxygen, but we don't need hydrogen for anything, I think. Yes, we don't need hydrogen, we need a tiny bit of oxygen. That means that we need how many? We need 10 of this. Okay, I'm not sure. We're quite done with the spot. Let's tell our robots to continue working. Right. We need 10 of this. And we can kind of put them in a line, I think. What would be a better way? Maybe something like this? Okay, we need 10. How many are here? 11. Looks good. So we have 10 of this here. And we need to connect them. We need to give them some water. How much water do they need? We need 360. Hey, that's not a lot of water. It's basically just one pump of water. But it's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's one pump of water. We can have it here. The oxygen can return it over here somehow. And hydrogen will also be sending over there. Okay, let's take this, but I actually want to maybe add a couple of this. Okay, nice. Should we move it a little bit? I want to move it over by 1, I think. Let's move it by 1 tile. Like this. And maybe like this. Because I think what we can do actually here, we have a lot of hydrogen being produced, but I think we can get rid of it with only 2 flare stacks. Right, we could just take, I think we have flare stack here. So we could place 1 flare stack, let's say here, like this. And another flare stack could be over here. And it should be enough, I think. And oxygen, we can just remove excess oxygen over here. Just to make it a little bit nicer. We'll do it later. So, I don't know how the spot disappeared. Let's do this and let's pipe some oxygen over here. Okay, here is our oxygen. Now, what we need? We need overflow valve. What is it? Yeah, overflow valve. If we have too much oxygen, we would like to flare it. And we need maybe 2 flares for that. I'm not sure. Maybe one. One actually might be enough, but we could have 2, right? Okay, looking good. So this part will be producing a lot of slack, and we'll be belting it to the right. I mean, we don't even need to, you know, do stuff like adding, placing it like on different sides of the belts or anything like this. It's just not needed. We did this part good. Now, the slack will need to be crushed. So right, and we need 2 ore crushers for that. Actually, that's it's okay. For a moment, I wanted to. No. I mean, come on. Come on. It's not fun when it happens all the time. Right, so we need to crush the slag, and we need 1 liquefier. We could actually do it like this. We could place liquefier in the middle. We could place a couple of crushers on the sides. And then we'll basically use... I mean, we don't even need fast stack inserters, to be honest. We just need like a couple of inserters. Actually, just 1 inserter would probably be enough. Because we are talking about 3.7. So 1 inserter... Yeah, let's just have 1 inserter. Inserting stuff, and we'll be using fast stack inserter to move the thing here. Okay, like this. Oh no. It's okay. It is okay. Now we are getting water. We need stack inserters, so like this. And we got a lot. So with that, we actually have a lot of mineralized water. Now we need to use this mineralized water for algae, right? For these algae farms. How should we do it? So normally I like connecting them kind of like this. But in this case, I think we could just have the connection happen. I mean, let's think. Let's think. I think it'll be fine. How many do we have here? We have 9, but we need 10, right? So let's add 1 more. So we have 10 of this. Good. They will all be connected. I mean, let's use underground pipes for that, but we didn't have to. We totally didn't have to do that. So we'll have basically this kind of connection between them. Nice. And we need to feed them with this mineralized water. So this is the path that produces mineralized water, and it should work. I don't see any obvious problems with this one. What we do need, we need a way to give them some power. So we have power. Power is usually coming from here, right? From the... This is input, and this is output. The power will be coming from this part of the build, and we actually want to get some sulfur here, right? Let's use this one for sulfur. We'll set the filter. We'll definitely set a filter here. So this part will be powered, and we kind of want to do something like this. We'll figure this part out later. I just want this process to start, because once it starts, it should become a little bit easier to do everything. Right, well, what do we actually need? We need... This will be providing oxygen, like this, right? So we have all oxygen going there. This part requires charcoal. So we need charcoal, and we need it here somehow, somewhere. So we'll use the space for charcoal. Everything that is coming from this algae farms, it needs to be converted, and we can convert this and using this process. Okay, that's a little bit it's a tiny problem. It's okay. So I said that it's a little bit of a problem because this power pole doesn't reach, but it's okay. It's not really a huge deal. So we placed this. We placed 7.4 of this. Now we'll need to siphon some charcoal to this process. However, we need a lot of cellulose fiber taken from these machines, right? And we want to send basically all of it over there. Can do this by adding this one, stacking sorters. This stacking sorter here to load all algae in there, in this assembly machines. And from there we can use two fast inserters to load it onto a belt with like different, on two sides of the belt. Because we need 20 of those. Wait, how many machines do we have? We have 9. So it's basically 2 per second per machine. So 2 inserters should be more than enough for that. Now the part that is not visible here is this one. We actually need to produce charcoal. We have this machine placed already. Wait, no, not this one. We have the one that produces cellulose fiber. So now we need to place these ones. I want to just move it a little bit to the side. Make it a little bit nicer. Like this. I want this machine to be placed here. This one to be placed here. I'm trying to be space efficient here. I hope it's kind of obvious. And charcoal, I want it to be here, because the thing is, I actually want to use this process for fuel, So I just think that it will make all of this significantly easier. So we can have a stacking sorter here, stacking sorter here, have regular inserter here, and I guess like a diagonal or something inserter here. And we'll be producing 1 charcoal per second, which we can place on a belt, and we'll have a splitter here, where we'll send majority of it. We'll send majority of it into this building. like this. Oh, look at this. It's looking great. We'll have to set a priority here, but it's like fine. Minor things. Actually, we don't even need to have a loader here. We could just use inserter. This way we'll waste less things here. Okay, this is looking really, really good. Slag is being produced. We don't have water for some reason. Alright, because we don't have the centerline pipe. Good. So now we have water, we have this stuff. We want to place this on two sides of the belt. Right, let's do it. And this belt actually has to be a red belt, right? It will not work with the yellow belt because we have like we need to transport 20 of this, 20 cellulose fibers. Okay, let's see. How many do we actually need? We need 9.3. And we placed 10, right? I'm not sure, we might need one more. I kinda want to add one more actually here. Yeah, I think that would be better. Have one more. And maybe potentially having this belt moving in the opposite direction so that it's kind of symmetrical. We have like 5 going here and 5 going here. Now, from that point on, we have this part built. We basically like almost have inserters there. We will need to set a request here, like a tiny one, let's say maybe 10 of charcoal. Where is our charcoal? Charcoal should be here. So we'll ask for 10 charcoal. We just need like a little bit to start the whole process. And the priority is definitely to the right. Like this. Yep. We also need some lamps here. We need lots of lamps. Lamps are good. Okay, nice. So we have that. Let's observe what's happening next, and maybe we should build this block. Alright, this part, it's actually missing a very minor thing. It's missing water. I mean, we could either place water like this, or maybe better, we could just provide water from this side actually. Yeah, this might look nicer, because I don't believe these 3 header plants need that much water. It's probably a very small amount that they need. Why are we so short on chemical plants? Yeah. Is our mall not working, or what exactly is going on? What is happening? These things, they don't have steel. They're not even requesting steel. Okay, I guess it's like part of the update, right? There are like some changes happened to the recipes, and we need to make sure that we are still using, like, we need to make sure that the mall is still working. Estimation 2. No idea what's wrong with that. So basically once in a while we just need to come here and take a look at what's going on. So the problem was specifically with chemical plants, but the thing is, I don't actually see chemical plants. Where are they? Mate, oh no. What? What just happened? Really? The consumption increased because of roboports? Oh. That's not great. We might need to increase and switch it to Power Pulse 3. Do we have Power Pulse 3? Power... no. Pole. Not this one. This is Power Pole 2. Power Pole 3 and titanium. And insulated wire. Oh. I need to figure that part out as well. Yeah, that's unfortunate that this thing happened. Let's hope that it doesn't happen again. I think it's because we suddenly had too many requests happening or something. That's really concerning, actually. Right, this part. It's not needed. Tall. Here. This part looks good, and we need sulfur. Sulfur. Okay. This is looking good. The priority, I would say, should go to the left. Actually, it doesn't need to go anywhere. It will work either way. So you need both of them, so it's like, whatever, doesn't matter. One thing, I feel like we actually researched this process, so we might be able to paste this recipe now. Yep, we can do that. We can do that. This is looking good. I think it looks fine. Right, this part. We said that we need a little bit of charcoal, but is it actually inside a rubber port or not quite? We could place one here, place one here, and this would ensure that this requested chest is inside a rubber port, right? So now this process should work. Getting the stuff. We're feeding it here, and it will be fed also here. At some point. So it's gonna work. This part will work fine. Right, one thing that I wanted to add. I wanted to add a connection here and say that this should work only if the amount of charcoal, this charcoal, is less than, let's say, 100 or so. Okay, let's not make it 100, let's say 50. And this works only up to 10. So for now, this things actually operates on the deliveries from requested chest, but relatively soon this, the amount of charcoal here should go up to 50. Right, let's proceed. So we almost have all of this working. Let's see what we need. What else do we need? We need these recipes that are not quite available to us just yet. However, what we do know is that we need these two things only for one reason. We need them only to produce this white thingy. And for nothing else, right? We don't need anything else except this. So we can actually do something like this. We could actually say that this are being... I don't know why I'm using belts. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, what exactly is used here. So it's like whatever. So we can have this one, and it will be producing white liquor. But we will not be using it all the time, because the main loop that we want to have is actually to cycle this thing. Let's see how we can make it work in like a nice way. So we have two halves. They are like pretty equally balanced, right? We have a liquefier. We could have a liquefier here, have a liquefier here. They could be receiving stuff with white liquor. Actually, we should probably do it like this to leave some space in case we want to have delivery of white liquor to come from here. Next, what is going on? Oh, I see. I see. That's okay. That is fine. Let's fill it a bit further. No, maybe not that close. Right. We have this process. Now we need to... and it produces black liquor. Now we need to take that black liquor and convert it into green one. So this is simple conversion. So we're converting it, and once we convert it into green one, we need to have this stuff there that takes liquor I'm not sure about this one. It looks a little bit strange. I mean, it's okay. Whatever. It takes liquor. Oh, we cannot connect it like this. We'll connect it like this. Let's take another look. So, this side is actually water. So, we can make it kind of symmetrical in terms of water. We could have some water added in here. Let's do it. So, we'll have some water feeding this part. The problem is that they consume lime and produces white liquor like this. So they consume lime and produce limestone, and we need to convert it using blast furnaces. So we need to have blast furnace here that... oh wait, here we have to change it a little bit. We have to place it there. We have to move it by one, and we have to add overflow valve. What is it? Top-up valve, right? Because this stuff should work only when we don't have enough carbon dioxide coming from this process. Right, and here what we need, have limestone and we have lime. What do we have in the network right now? We have lots of limestone and we have lots of lime. So let's say we will be placing stuff in the chest with lime, and the slime will be consumed here. So we'll have a chest with lime, and this lime will be consumed. Just gonna do the same thing here. Yes, we have a chest with lime. Slime will be consumed, and we need better coverage here. Yep. Okay, like this. And this will be supplying this line with carbon dioxide. I think I also want to add inline storage tank. Yeah. Just to make it a little bit nicer. Okay, look at this. It's actually full. Just want to make it a tiny bit nicer. Now, this process seems to have finished, right? We want this one to be here. I don't understand why we don't have chemical plants. Like, what happened with our chemical plants? Or maybe we, like, lost them. Chemical plant 2. I have a feeling that they tried to use like some wrong, like I think Helmut tried to use like different kind of chemical plant that I just don't have. Okay, so this part, it works like this. Wait, the problem is that the output is 30 of these things, and I completely forgot about it. So we have the output that we want to send, I guess, over here, like this. This. And should upgrade this. Nice. And it requires actually it requires this stuff. Very, very strange layout, kind of wasting space with this pipe in the middle, but you know what, it is okay. It's okay, shouldn't be a problem. I need to start requesting sulfur. Sulfur, we want 200 stacks of it, right? We'll basically get like one train of sulfur and we'll forget about it forever. Right, this part, let's get back. So we have this process. Now we need to convert it to, like, from black to green. We are doing it using this process. And here we are using this thing in order to produce white stuff. The problem is that this should work only as a top-up thing. We want this process to top up our white white liquor. Let's see. This will go to the right. This will take stuff from the left. This will take stuff from the right. This will put stuff to the left. And here we are talking about the process that consumes lime, right? So we want this one to be lime. But we don't want too much of it. Let's say 10. 10 should be enough. So we requested a little bit of lime. And we don't need to place any limits because it's like lime neutral. We'll just continue cycling it. What we do need here, we need to provide some charcoal, because these furnaces, they're using charcoal, and we also need to add, I guess, some power poles, I think. Maybe here and here. Yeah, let's keep it like this. It's looking good. Charcoal will come from here. That's our charcoal. Nice. So now we just wait a little bit and this whole thing should work. Except this chemical plant 3. Oh wait, I'm using chemical plant 3 for this everywhere. I see. I didn't have it built in the mall. Okay, now I understand. Now I understand the problem. We need chemical plant 3. What is it? Chemical plant 3. This one. Should be able to easily get it. Very, very easily. And our like full build was with chemical plant 3, right? So this is also supposed to be chemical plant 3. Got it. Do we have chemical plant 2 anywhere? Well, right now it says that we have 2. I'm assuming it's this 2. Yeah, and so we have asked to upgrade them. We need to turn it on. And where is our train delivery? We do have a lot of sulfur, right? Yes, we have 150,000. Okay, it's coming. It is coming, so we should be getting a supply of white liquor about now. This part, I mean, just accumulating. Okay, looking good. Stuff is working. Or will be working really soon. And we need to load all of this here. Should do it. I don't like. What happened to the loaders? I thought they were on the same in the same kind of place, but I guess not. I guess not. 1, 2. And here it is. Oh wait, that's not the output that we actually need. That is not the output that we actually care about. We want the paper, right? We want to produce lots and lots of paper. So we already We're already at like 1 hour 20 minutes. Let's see whether the thing works, because I'm more interested when this process works than like finishing this build, so I guess we should finish it at some point. Let's say okay, this part is actually built, like all of this should be working, except this one, right? We need 15 on each side to get even more paper. However, the thing is, we 15. We have 15 here. 16. Okay, I like even numbers, so let's say 16. The thing is, we don't really need this paper, right? Instead of the paper, what we actually care about, the wires. And how hard is it to produce, let's say, red wire? 15 red wires per second. Need only 4 assembly machines. So this sounds... No, this doesn't sound that hard, to be honest. This doesn't sound that hard. What I do understand now is that we don't need this part. We just need to get this stuff up, and we want to have a couple of belts with paper on it. So these belts will have paper. We'll have like a couple of inserters here and there. Let's say like this, and it should work. This is gonna work. Oh, look at this, it's working. The stuff is working. We have some amount of white liquor, which is great. And sulfur dioxide gas. What's the problem? Oh wait, we are not getting enough oxygen. Oh. I see. I think I understand the issue. Let's move it a bit. Let's add inline tank. Because the problem is that we kind of used up too much of oxygen. We basically just flared all of it over here before we were able to properly consume all that stuff. And now that we are able to consume it, we're actually having difficulties with the slag. It's like working, but barely working. Maybe the fact that we started to consume this pulp, cellulose, not fiber, cellulose pulp. Maybe this helps us a bit, but I'm actually not sure. I don't know by how much it's gonna help. Right. Oh wait, that's the problem. We have a lot of stuff, but we don't put it back. We need to put these things, this limestone pieces back into the furnace, because otherwise it's like never gonna work. And where are our inserters? I'm waiting for the inserters here. The process requires 1 paper per second, and well, no, produces 1 paper per second, but requires half of a pile per second. Okay, I'm assuming the bots are bringing the stuff, and we are getting some white liquor here, which is really good. Right, we'll be able to export it using the stop-up valve. We don't really need this process like that much, we need just a little bit of it, but to kind of sustain this production. But in the very beginning, like look at this, we need only 5.8 out of 40. But in the very beginning, we actually need to build up the like the amount that is present in the system, so that this thing works nicely. Right, let's do this. Let's say this, we're placing stuff on the close one. We are copying this. Copy. Another copy. And we are pretty much done with this part. We have paper. We have lots of paper. We have 2 red belts of paper produced here. And the thing is, this block has a lot of space left, so if you want to make it more efficient, it is possible to do so. And one thing that we should also request, we need to request tin wire, I believe, this one, because we'll need it to produce this stuff. Right, we'll be producing red wire, and we'll be producing green wire with this process. Actually, the way I was thinking about it, I was thinking about just somehow placing stuff like that. Yeah. Do it like this. So we have... Is fast inserter gonna be enough here? We need basically 10, well, slightly less than 10 paper per second. I don't think it's gonna be enough. So what we could do instead... You know, let's figure out how exactly we'll be producing tin copper wire. I'm not sure I can properly, like, do it properly now, and it's been already quite a while since we started the episode. And our goal was to produce paper, right? So here we have a lot of paper being produced using paper 3 process. Well, not paper 3, using cellulose pulp 3 process with paper 1 recipe here. And I think it's looking awesome. It's looking great. And we are receiving, I believe, some amount of tin wire. This is great. We have paper, wires. Wires will come later and will be loaded over here. Let's look at this train. It delivered us some wires. And I believe that's it. So in this episode we made like first proper step towards purple science, and we produced a lot of paper. 60 paper per second. That's the throughput of this build. It should work. We haven't like really properly tested it. We'll test it once we'll start exporting wires into the output station. But the paper seems to be working. That's great. Thanks everyone for watching. and I hope to see you in the next episode. Cheers!